Have you ever felt like your English is stuck? You know the grammar, you can hold a conversation, but you keep using the same basic words over and over again. Words like good, happy, or sad. Think about this for a second. If you're in a professional meeting or an important interview, and you describe everything as just nice, how much of your true personality and intelligence are you actually hiding? Are you staying in the beginner zone simply because you lack the right tools to escape it? Most people think they need more grammar to sound professional. They are wrong. You don't need more grammar, you need better vocabulary. Today, we are breaking the cycle. By the end of this masterclass, you won't just speak English, you will speak it with precision, authority, and flair. Now, you saw the thumbnail. It said stop using simple words. And no, this isn't clickbait. I'm not saying simple words are wrong, they are great for beginners. But you aren't here to stay a beginner. In this session, we are going deep. I'm giving you 10 common English words and their high-level synonyms. We aren't just listing words, we are going to look at the professional secret of exactly when to use them and how they change the way people perceive you. If you want to sound like a native professional, listen closely, because word number 4 and word number 7 are going to completely change your daily conversations. Let's dive in. Let's start with the most dangerous word in the English language, good. It is a nothing word. It has no flavor, no emotion, and absolutely no professional weight. Imagine you just finished a massive project that took 3 months of your life. Your manager walks up and asks, "How did the launch go?" If you reply, "It was very good," you have just insulted your own hard work. You sound bored. You sound like you don't care. Instead, let's use the word phenomenal. When you say, "The launch was phenomenal," you are telling the world that it wasn't just a success, it was a landmark achievement. It suggests energy, pride, and massive results. Now, imagine a different scenario. You are at a high-end dinner or an art gallery. The host asks what you think of the atmosphere. "It's good" is almost a social mistake. The upgrade here is exquisite. This word carries a sense of expertise. When you call something exquisite, you are saying you recognize its high quality and fine craftsmanship. It makes you look like a person of high status and refined taste. Word number 2 is about your time. Busy is the most overused word in modern office culture. If you tell a client or a boss "I'm busy," it sounds like a complaint. It sounds like you are struggling to keep up with your life. But high performers don't get busy, they get swamped. This is the word you will hear in every major corporate office. Swamped literally means you are sinking under a massive volume of work. It sounds more descriptive and, strangely, more valid than just saying busy. But what if you want to sound even more organized? Use the phrase, "at capacity." This is a power move. If someone asks you to take on a new task and you truly cannot do it, don't say, "I'm too busy." Say, "I'm currently at capacity for this week, but let's schedule this for Monday." This doesn't sound like you are stressed, it sounds like you have perfect control over your schedule. It tells people that you are a professional who manages time with precision. Stop being busy and start being at capacity. Let's talk about conflict. When things go wrong, most people use the word angry. But angry is a weak, blunt tool. It doesn't tell the other person why you are upset. If you want to sound sophisticated even when you are frustrated, use the word indignant. This is a very specific type of anger. It means you are angry because something is unfair or morally wrong. If a colleague takes credit for your work, you aren't just angry, you are indignant. Using this word shows that you have high standards for justice and professional ethics. However, if the situation is extreme, if a flight is cancelled for the 4th time or a major contract is broken, you need a word with more fire. That word is livid. The shareholders were livid when they saw the final reports. Livid is a powerful, high-intensity word. It describes a level of anger that very angry can never reach. By using these specific terms, you control the emotional temperature of the room. You show that you aren't just reacting, you are observing your emotions with a high-level vocabulary. This is the word that will change your career. We use important for everything. An important email, an important meeting, an important person. Because we use it so much, it has lost its power. If everything is important, then nothing is. To stand out, you must use the word pivotal. This word comes from the idea of a pivot, a turning point. When you say, "This meeting is pivotal for our expansion," you are saying that the entire future of the company depends on this one moment. It sounds strategic. It sounds like you are thinking 5 steps ahead. Another incredible alternative is paramount. This means above all others. If you are talking about safety, or quality, or ethics, use this word. In our industry, data privacy is paramount. When you use paramount, you aren't just saying it matters, you are saying it is the absolute #1 priority. People stop talking and start listening when they hear a word that carries that much authority. Life isn't always about business and success. Sometimes, we need to talk about the difficult moments. But the word sad is too simple for the complex human heart. If you are feeling a quiet, poetic kind of sadness, perhaps while looking at old photos or thinking about the past, the word you need is melancholy. It describes a deep, pensive, and long-lasting sadness. It's a beautiful word that adds soul to your English. But what if the situation is much darker? What if a team has lost a major battle or a person has lost their hope? The word is despondent. After the project failed, the creative team was despondent. This isn't just sad, it is a state of being completely discouraged. Using words like melancholy or despondent shows that you have the emotional intelligence to understand the nuances of feelings. It makes you a more relatable and deeply human communicator. Let's move on to word number 6. Big. It is such a small, flat word for something that is supposed to be impressive. In a professional setting, calling a project big makes it sound like a child's building blocks. If you want to describe something that is massive in scale or importance, you need a word with more weight. The first upgrade is colossal. This word comes from the Colossus, a giant statue from ancient history. When you say, "The new headquarters is a colossal achievement in architecture," you aren't just talking about size, you are talking about a masterpiece. It sounds grand. However, if you are talking about an amount of money or a degree of change, use the word substantial. Imagine you are in a boardroom. Instead of saying "we had a big increase in sales," say, "We have seen a substantial growth in our market share this quarter." Substantial makes you sound like an expert analyzing data with precision. It carries a sense of seriousness that the word big simply cannot touch. Now, let's look at the opposite, word number 7, small. When you call a problem or a detail small, it can sometimes sound like you are dismissing it or being lazy. To sound more analytical and professional, you should use the word trivial. Trivial means something is of very little value or importance. If a coworker is worrying about the color of a font while the whole project is failing, you might say, "Let's not focus on trivial details right now, we have a deadline to meet." Using trivial shows that you know how to prioritize. But what if you want to describe a small amount that is actually insulting or disappointing? The word is paltry. If a multi-billion-dollar company offers a tiny raise to its employees, you wouldn't say it's a small raise. You would say, "They offered a paltry sum." This word adds a layer of judgment and emotion. It tells the listener exactly how you feel about that small amount. Word number 8. We live in a world that moves fast. But in a professional environment, fast is too simple. If you want to describe high-speed growth or movement with efficiency, the word is rapid. The company has seen rapid expansion across the European market. Rapid sounds like controlled, high-speed progress. But if you are talking about getting a task done quickly and effectively, there is a power word used by top executives, expeditious. I know it sounds like a mouthful, but listen to how it changes a sentence. Instead of saying "we need a fast solution," say, we need an expeditious resolution to this technical glitch. Using expeditious tells your team or your boss that you are focused on both speed and quality. It is a word of action. It says you are a person who gets things done without wasting a single second. Word number 9. We all want to be called smart. But smart is a generic compliment. If you want to truly praise someone's intelligence, you need to be more specific. If someone is smart because they have a massive amount of knowledge and have studied deeply, the word is erudite. He gave an erudite lecture on the future of international trade. It sounds academic and highly respectful. On the other hand, if someone is smart because they are quick-witted and clever in a practical, business-minded way, the word is astute. She made an astute observation about our competitor's strategy. Being astute is one of the highest compliments you can give a professional. It means they see the things that others miss. It means they are sharp. Next time you want to impress a colleague, tell them their analysis was astute and watch their reaction. Finally, word number 10. Easy. When we say a task was easy, we sometimes accidentally devalue the work involved. If you want to describe something that was done without difficulty because of high skill or grace, use the word effortless. She made that complex presentation look effortless. It suggests that while the task was hard, the person was so skilled that they made it look easy. If you are talking about a plan or a solution that is simple and likely to work, use straightforward. The transition to the new software was very straightforward. This sounds much more professional than saying it was easy. It implies clarity and a lack of complications. Using straightforward tells people that the process was well organized and logical. And there you have it. 10 simple words that we have now officially replaced with high-level, professional synonyms. But remember what I said at the beginning, the goal isn't just to sound fancy. The goal is to be effective. Before you click away, I want to hear from you. Which of these words was the most surprising to you? Was it pivotal? Or maybe astute? Write your answer in the comments right now. I'll be checking them to see how you use these words in a sentence. If you've watched all 25 minutes of this masterclass, I am elated to have you in our community. You are clearly dedicated to your growth. Please hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with someone who needs to level up their English. Don't stop here. Check out my other videos on Bold Speak English to continue your journey toward becoming a fearless, fluent speaker. Stay bold. Speak English. I'll see you in the next one.